Have you ever felt invisible, no matter how much effort you put in? Do you wonder why some people effortlessly command attention, while others fade into the background? Today, we're diving into 9 powerful psychological techniques, rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom, that can enhance your influence and ensure you're not just noticed, but valued in every room you enter. One of these techniques is so subtle yet incredibly powerful that you may already be using it without realizing it. By understanding these principles, you won't just gain insight into human nature. You'll also learn how to subtly shift the dynamics of conversations, meetings, and even casual interactions to your advantage. Stay with me until the end, because each strategy builds upon the last. Miss one, and you'll miss the full picture. And if personal growth is as important to you as I believe it is, take a moment to subscribe and turn on notifications. This isn't about manipulation. It's about mastering social awareness and using it ethically to navigate the world more effectively. People are naturally drawn to the unknown. When something isn't immediately clear, our minds work overtime to figure out. This is why maintaining a sense of intrigue about yourself makes others more curious about you. It's not about being distant or unapproachable. It's about revealing information selectively. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." In a world where oversharing is the norm, withholding some details about yourself sets you apart. It forces others to listen more closely when you do speak. However, mystery should never be confused with dishonesty. The goal isn't to deceive, but to master the art of timing and controlled disclosure. The more curiosity you create, the more people will value your presence and opinions. And this leads us seamlessly to our next strategy, one that makes your words even more powerful. Think about the last time you were in a heated debate or an intense discussion. The instinct is to speak up quickly, to make your voice heard. But sometimes the most commanding presence isn't the loudest one. It's the person who knows when not to speak. Silence, when used strategically, can shift conversations, create anticipation, and even make others reveal more than they intended. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." By pausing before responding, you create tension. People become uneasy with silence and rush to fill it, often exposing their true thoughts. This gives you the upper hand, allowing you to choose your words more carefully and make a greater impact. However, like any tool, silence must be used with precision. Overdo it, and you risk seeming disengaged. The key is balance, actively listening while strategically deciding when to interject. Now, imagine combining this skill with another technique, one that ensures not only that people hear you, but that they remember you. Why do some messages stick while others are forgotten? The answer isn't logic, it's storytelling. Since the dawn of time, stories have shaped beliefs, inspired action, and influenced minds. Facts may inform, but stories persuade. Epictetus once said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." In other words, perception shapes reality. When you frame your ideas within a compelling narrative, you guide how people interpret them. For example, if you need to rally a team for a difficult project, you could list the challenges ahead. Or you could tell a story of past innovators who overcame similar obstacles. Suddenly, the task isn't just another project. It's a heroic journey. And people want to be part of something meaningful. The secret to effective storytelling isn't exaggeration or manipulation. It's authenticity. People can sense when a story is genuine, and when it is, they connect with it emotionally. Yet, even the most compelling story is just one piece of the puzzle. The next technique taps into a deep-rooted psychological principle, one that can open doors you never thought possible. Here's your script rewritten with completely different words while keeping the essence intact. Think about a time when a small act of kindness brightened your day, a co-worker lending a hand, a friend surprising you with coffee, or a stranger offering a kind word. These seemingly minor gestures leave a lasting impact because they trigger a deep-seated psychological principle, reciprocity. At our core, humans feel compelled to return kindness. This isn't just politeness. It's a natural instinct. Understanding and embracing this principle can reshape the way others perceive and interact with you. As the philosopher Seneca wisely noted, While we teach, we learn. In other words, giving enriches not only the receiver, but also the giver. By offering value, whether through knowledge, support, or generosity, without expecting an immediate return, you build a foundation of goodwill. Over time, this creates a network of individuals who naturally feel drawn to help and prioritize you, often without even realizing why. This unseen force strengthens relationships and expands your influence. However, there's a crucial distinction between genuine generosity and calculated manipulation. Authenticity is key. When kindness comes from a sincere place, it fosters trust. But if others sense ulterior motives, the connection weakens. The lesson here? Give because you truly want to, not because you expect something in return. Have you ever met someone who commands attention without saying a word? There's an undeniable power in those who value themselves first. This quiet confidence doesn't come from seeking validation, but from an internal belief in one's worth. Ancient wisdom reminds us of this truth. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you'll find strength. When you recognize your own value, you naturally project confidence, and others begin to see you in the same light. Prioritizing yourself isn't about arrogance or ignoring others. It's about balance. Just as reciprocity thrives on sincere giving, self-worth grows from genuine self-care and reflection. Whether through education, personal growth, or setting healthy boundaries, investing in yourself signals to the world that you are someone to be respected and valued. The way you treat yourself subtly teaches others how to treat you. Yet, self-prioritization is just one piece of the puzzle. Another key element of influence lies in mastering the way you connect with others, starting with how well you listen. In a world where everyone is eager to be heard, those who truly listen possess a quiet but undeniable power. People crave to feel understood, and offering your full attention can be one of the most valuable gifts you give. The philosopher Epictetus famously noted, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This wisdom highlights the power of active listening, not just waiting for your turn to talk, but truly absorbing and engaging with what someone is saying. A skilled listener makes others feel important and acknowledged. This, in turn, builds trust and strengthens connections. Over time, those who feel heard by you will naturally be drawn to you, valuing your presence more and including you in their decisions. But real listening isn't passive. It's an intentional act, one that involves noticing not just words, but also emotions and unspoken cues. When you master this skill, you gain insights, influence perspectives, and create deeper relationships, all by simply giving others your full attention. There's a natural allure to what is scarce, exclusive, or hard to obtain. This applies not just to material things, but also to people. Consider a social setting where most individuals are eager to be noticed, lingering in conversations to maintain attention. Now imagine someone who engages meaningfully but doesn't overstay, someone whose presence feels intentional rather than constant. Who leaves a stronger impression? More often than not, it's the person who is selectively present. By limiting availability, you create value around your presence. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding human nature. When something is always accessible, people take it for granted. But when it's rare, they treasure it. The same principle applies to relationships and influence. Scarcity isn't about being distant. It's about being strategic. When you engage, make it count. Offer value, contribute meaningfully, and then step away. Over time, people will come to see you as someone worth seeking out rather than someone who is simply always there. Memorable interactions are rare, which is precisely what makes them special. Marcus Aurelius once observed that happiness requires very little. It comes from within and is shaped by our perspective. This speaks to the idea of scarcity, not as a means of withholding from others, but as a way of valuing your own presence. Your time is precious. When people see that you don't give it away freely, they begin to appreciate it more. Setting boundaries and making your presence meaningful ensures that every moment you share leaves an impact. However, balance is key. If you vanish completely, people may move on, but if you're too available, your value may diminish. The goal is to be present when it truly matters, to make those moments significant, and then step back to refocus on your own growth and well-being. Emotions drive human behavior. shaping how we act and connect with others. Yet, only a few have mastered the art of understanding and subtly influencing emotions, not just in themselves, but in those around them. Once you achieve this, you become a grounding force in any social setting. People naturally gravitate toward emotional stability. Those who can remain composed in chaos stand out as leaders. Like an anchor in a storm, you become someone others look to for guidance, elevating your influence. But this isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about understanding and directing them constructively. Epictetus wisely stated that while we can't control external events, we can always choose our response. This is the essence of emotional mastery. By staying calm, you earn respect, trust, and even the ability to shape the emotions of those around you. If your presence can ease someone's anger or comfort their sorrow, you become someone they seek out, not out of obligation, but because you make a difference. However, this comes with responsibility. True emotional intelligence is not about manipulation, but about deeply understanding others. Learn to recognize what isn't being said, respond with intention, and people will naturally open up to you. Not because you've tricked them, but because they feel understood. One of the most powerful moves you can make is knowing when to step away. It's not about being indifferent or cold. It's about self-respect and knowing your worth. When you understand your value, leaving becomes a choice, not an act of desperation. Many people confuse attachment with commitment. But when you're always available, when you always say yes, others begin to take you for granted. What was once appreciated becomes expected, and your presence loses its significance. This isn't about playing games or making yourself unreachable. It's about ensuring that when you are present, it matters. Seneca once said that true poverty isn't having too little, but always wanting more. To walk away is to embrace this wisdom. It shows that you are whole on your own, that you don't need validation to know your worth. When people sense that you are not desperate for approval or attention, they see you in a new light. They begin to view your presence as a privilege rather than a given. Ironically, by proving that you can leave at any time, you often make others want you around even more. In a world where attachment is the norm, your ability to detach becomes your greatest strength. Mastering these principles can enhance your influence, strengthen your relationships, and make others genuinely value your company. But there's a crucial distinction to make. These aren't tools for manipulation. Authenticity and integrity must remain at the core of everything you do. If you found this perspective valuable, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more insights. Which of these ideas resonated with you the most? Which one will you try first? Let us know in the comments below. And don't miss our next video. It won't just change how you think. It will shift how you see the world. Watch one of the videos on your screen now for even more powerful insights.